The Without Fear of Her Future podcast is for women who are passionately pursuing financial freedom through investing in real estate. We are here to empower you to be brave, dream big, and design a life you love. I'm your co-host, Tresa Todd, founder of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network and author of the book, Without Fear of Her Future.
And I'm Melissa Baker, real estate investor and fitness coach specializing in turning properties from drab to fab. I'm here to help motivate and inspire you to build your dream life because, girl, you deserve it. Welcome back to the Without Fear of Her Future podcast. Today, we're talking about something that can make or break your real estate investing journey. Community. If you've ever felt like you're in this business alone, trying to figure out deals, money, and strategies all by yourself, this episode is for you. We just hosted an intimate retreat for a group of ladies in the WREIN, and it reinforced one major truth. Success in this business isn't just about what you know, it's about who you know and who's in your corner. On today's episode, we'll talk about networking and partnerships that are crucial and how emotional support and collaboration can elevate your business, and how to find or build a real estate investing community that actually helps you grow.
Yes.
So first of all, Tresa, let's talk about this retreat. Tell me everything. I want to hear it all.
Well, first of all, what a blessing it was for us, because this is an opportunity for us to get to spend some one-on-one time with our students and hear feedback. And oh my gosh, I love to hear their stories. I mean, some of these ladies had done 12 deals, 20 deals, and just to hear about their life prior to joining the WREIN and after was so inspiring. And so these ladies had won this retreat here in Dallas, Texas. Part of it happened right here at my home, and so yeah. So first of all, we just started out. First of all, remember that these ladies came from all across America. And so they're coming to Texas. So we had to do up the Texas thing.
Of course.
So we started out Friday night with hat making. So they got to design a cowboy hat and add feathers and whatever they wanted. And it's also just a time of us getting to know each other and hang out together. And so that was super fun. Then we went to dinner that night. The next day, we went over to the Omni Hotel. They have a beautiful spa, and they have this huge room that we all hang out in together while we're waiting, and you could either choose from a facial or a massage. And so we hung out there. That was fabulous. Then we had a pink limousine bring all of the ladies to my home.
I love the pink limousine.
I know it. I know it. And I think they just feel so special, and it's so amazing. And then we had lunch. Then we did some just masterminding together and working on mindset. And then one of the big things, of course, we always give gift bags away with some fun things that they need. We had told all of these ladies to bring a swimsuit. And of course, it's 48 degrees. So I know one of them thought we were getting in a hot tub together.
I did hear some talk about a hot tub the night before.
Yes.
I didn't ruin it for them.
You didn't spoil the surprise.
No.
So after we did some mindset talking, I'm always challenging the ladies that we can do brave things and we can do hard things. So I challenged us to a cold plunge.
Ooh.
And that's what the swimsuit was all about. And it was 48 degrees that day and rainy. And so we just were able to get in my pool. And so it was so fun because these ladies, I mean, most of them had never done this before. And of course, they're scared. Part of them are willing. Others are very, very hesitant. But I think with a little bit of peer pressure, we got in. They all stayed the entire 3 minutes. It's just 3 minutes. And of course, you and I, this is something that we do pretty regularly. And so we know the medical benefits of just doing a cold plunge. But what this is really all about is the mindset that when you can make yourself do something that you dread, make yourself do some hard things and some brave things, that leaks over to real life. And you remember that. So, Melissa, what did you think about when we did the cold plunge, about when they came out of that cold plunge and hearing them talk? And
Yeah, so the cold plunge was actually one of my favorite moments because you see just watching the look on their faces when you were telling them that this is what we're doing. Um, for the ones that don't do it regularly or have never done it, it was kind of not sure about it, right?
Uh-huh.
So they had to get really uncomfortable. But I think in this business and in
Yes.
a lot of life, you have to be uncomfortable. And we got to get uncomfortable with being uncomfortable
That's
sometimes.
right.
So it was really cool to watch them get into it. And then when they got out, just that sense of accomplishment, like, I did that.
Yes.
I did that right
Yes.
there. Like that was really cool.
It felt like every woman was on a high
They
afterwards.
were,
They're
absolutely.
giddy and they're excited.
Energized.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yes.
so, and of course, the whole thing was videoed. And when you go back and watch the video, I just laughed because I didn't realize in the moment the amount of screaming that was taking place when we stepped into
Was it
that cold plunge.
screaming or was it cheering?
I think we were cheering when we got in. We were screaming when we got in. We were cheering when we got out.
Yeah.
Then we did
Yeah.
the countdown. It was fabulous. You really can't put into words the actual experience. But my goodness, I just want to challenge you to do something like
Yeah.
that, to step out of your comfort zone. But then we went straight from that. We had given all of the ladies beautiful pink rain robes to put on afterwards. And then we, got back dressed and had a chef come in for dinner. The following day, we all went to church, to my church service, and then we had lunch, and then everybody went back home. But it was, I don't know, you and I have not quit talking about just the
It was,
experience.
yeah, it was so great. And I think besides the cold plunge, one of my other favorite, I love the mindset talk. I think that was really freeing for a lot of the ladies for you to kind of shift their mindset on some things. But really was that intimate dinner here at your house with the private chef because it got us, the restaurant was great that first night, kind of getting to know the ladies. But then at your house, it was just a little quieter. We were able to have real conversations, a lot of
Break out into
networking.
smaller tables.
Yes. And really those one-on-one kind of conversations where I know a lot of women started talking about working together, collaborating. I have this and you have this. Let's get together. How can we make this work? And just sharing ideas, which is what community is about. It's what this network is about.
It is. Trying to do real estate investing solo is one of the biggest mistakes. We need each other.
Yeah.
We need each other for partnering,
Yeah.
for ideas, for encouraging and support. But when you have a community of other real estate investors who've all had the same education, who are all working towards one goal together or the same goal, now you find your end buyers, you find your private money lenders.
Right. And they did. They really did that. And that just shows how much networking really can drive your success, right? You've got to have your network of people working with you because great things happen when people connect. This is all about relationships, this business is.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how someone can be successful, truly successful, without building those kinds of relationships.
Absolutely. And of course, they're doing that way before they attend a retreat as well, because that's what we created a space for women. So we're on Zoom calls together. We're encouraging them to get together in their city, in the
Right.
small groups, in these little REIN groups that they've created. And then, of course, they all come together at REIN Live and for special events like this and masterminds and all of that. When you should also take advantage of every in-person
Right.
opportunity that you get.
Now you had kind of an agenda with this retreat. You had some things you really wanted to focus on, and you wanted the ladies to focus on with the retreat. Let's talk about those things.
Okay, well, first of all, relaxation, because we get in this hustle mode.
do.
Being this boss babe thing is super popular. But listen, we also need to learn to relax, and that was the whole purpose of the spa. Let's get a facial, let's get a massage, and let's just be real and relax. And so that was one thing. And then creating a fun atmosphere. That's
Yes.
so important to me. Everything. I mean, I think that women just do better in a first of relaxing atmosphere and fun. And so that's part of making the hats and all of that. And then of course we've already talked so much about the cold plunge because that's another. Let's challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
And then of course connecting, which is so important. So I think that we achieved all of those things, and it was just. I think that not only have you and I walked away with it affecting us, but I think every single one of those women walked away um, with more courage,
Right.
with more expectation about going home and going,
Sure.
oh my gosh, if I think I was serious about real estate investing before this,
Sure.
I am more serious now. And so,
Yeah, they definitely felt motivated. I think when they left here to really connect. I know the ladies were in a group chat together, and I think that they will all stay connected and continue to nurture those relationships. But I think it really motivated them to seek out other REIN sisters in their own communities to partner on some deals and get those going. One of the biggest mistakes that new investors make is thinking that they have to do this business all alone. And the truth is that your next deal and your next big opportunity, it's probably going to come from a partnership.
it is. Yeah.
That's what happened with me. When I first joined the network several years ago, we were on a mentoring call with you, and you were talking about partnering and JVing together. And I just put in the chat, I would love to partner with someone. I was new at this. I didn't have any experience, and the thought of doing it alone really was scary. But if I could do it with someone else, even if they were, new too, like me, it was a little bit less scary, I guess. And
Yes.
so one of the ladies reached out and said, I want to partner. Where do you live? And it just so happened that we were both in the DFW area. I was north, she was south. So we kind of came together. We found a house in Dallas. I actually had the house, and she already had the private money lender. She was just looking for a house. So it was a perfect little partnership. We brought it together for our first deal. We went on to do a couple of other projects together, and they were very successful.
Yeah, that's priceless.
It,
That's
it
priceless.
really, and that's what got my real estate investing career off the ground.
Yeah. And now you have brought your sister in, and
I
y'all
have.
partnered on other deals.
We
and
have, we have.
Yeah.
We've had some
And
great
y'all
success.
ended up, I know, getting lending from somebody else in the network. That is the power of
Yes.
the Women's Real Estate Investors Network, is the partnerships. If there's something about this, you're excited, you want to do it, but there's a particular part that scares you, whether it's the negotiating on a deal, or even running the comps, or marketing, or finding the private money. Whatever part scares you to death, there is another woman in the network that's her strength.
Right.
And that's the beauty of finding those other women inside the network that can do what you are not really great at or what you're really scared of, but you still have the opportunity to create a legacy and create
Right.
wealth in this business without having to
Yeah.
do it all or know it all.
And there's women in our network who not only with their strengths, but there's some women who are here, they don't want to flip a house, they don't want to own the houses, they just want to lend their money
Yep.
and make some money on their money.
Yes, best. It's my favorite thing to do these days.
Yeah.
I've done all the things, but now,
Yeah.
I would rather just lend my money, and that's the easiest way to make a
Right.
biggest ROI I know. It's a safe.
Yes.
It's on a real brick and mortar property, and it's just exciting.
Right. Yeah, so what you miss out on when you try to go it alone is not knowing how to leverage other people's money. Without this network, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So that was a great thing. So you can learn how to leverage other people's money. If you're struggling to find deals, there's women in the network. There's wholesalers in our network. They're looking for end buyers right here. Here I am.
Absolutely.
Bring me your deals that you find, because marketing is not my strength. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
So I love me a girl who knows how to do some marketing and can get a good deal and bring it to me.
Yeah. And then not to mention just the education portion that we are providing so that you know what a good deal
Right,
is. So
right.
that you know exactly what are all the strategies? When do I use a specific strategy? And am I trying to acquire rentals, whether those be short-term rentals like Airbnbs,
Right.
or long-term, mid-term? Am I just wanting to flip some properties? Obviously, the easiest is to wholesale some properties or creative financing, just all of the things. So not only do we provide the space and the community, but all the education and coaching as well. So
Yes.
super proud of what the Women's Real Estate Investors Network is doing and how it's
Yeah.
changing women's lives.
Well, and when you have the right community, that gives you access to the people that have the resources and the connections. Ladies, be connectors.
Yes.
Connect people together. That's how we have success within this,
Yeah. And talk a minute about adding value.
Oh, yes.
And it can be in the simplest ways. I
It
know your story
can.
started out with just
It
adding
did.
some
So
value.
before that first partnership that I had, that actually started. She had said she wanted to partner on a deal, but we hadn't talked about what that looked like. She was in the process of looking at and wanting to purchase a property from a wholesaler. I don't believe the wholesaler was in the network, but she had found a property, or maybe it was just a buyer. And she was scheduled to go walk the property, and she got COVID. This is back in COVID. And so she couldn't leave her house. And we were on the phone, and I said, well, when are you supposed to meet him? And she told me, and I said, well, I'm available. I have time. I'm happy to go be your boots on the ground and just take a look at the house so you can really, kind of evaluate the
Property, run the
property,
comps, yeah.
right, all the comps and everything that needs to be done, the rehab that needs to be done to it. And well, I wasn't expecting to partner on that deal. That wasn't even in the talks.
Yeah.
It was just me saying, hey, let me help you out because I can.
Yes.
And that right there, it showed her, I guess, a little bit of my character. And she's like, I want to do business with this girl.
Yes, if you were willing to go take
yeah.
time out of your schedule. So, ladies, I want to encourage you, and we will see that a lot in the Facebook group. Somebody just needs
Right.
somebody else to be the boots on the ground,
Right.
or maybe somebody, hey, can you help me run comps on this? So, be willing to add value because you never know where that is going to lead.
That's right. Especially with some of the ladies who are a little bit newer in the community, the golden formula.
Yes.
We have to stick with it and helping them run the comps to make sure that what they're looking at, I know I was so grateful to have a few of those kind of women in my corner when I first got started running comps with me and going through the numbers and the golden formula.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So again, ladies, if you're looking to find your community, maybe you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, I get it. Community is, important. Where do I find one? Well, you've got to find something that works for you. What are your goals?
Yeah.
And of course, I can't think of a better community than the Women's Real Estate Investors Network, where I think we're a one-stop shop. We've brought it all together so that you can complement your strengths with or your weaknesses with somebody else's strengths and do it all.
Yes, but it's also important to join local, and you talk a lot about this in a lot of your trainings. Join your local real estate investing networks and communities. I think we've had one of the ladies at the retreat, I believe, didn't have one, and so she created it.
If there's one thing that I hope you take away from today's episode, it's this: you don't have to do this alone. Real estate investing is a business of connections. The right community is going to open doors that you never knew existed. So if you're wanting that kind of community, WREIN is here for you. We are a network of women investors who not only learn, but lend to each other, collaborate on deals, and push each other toward success. If you want to connect with a community of like-minded investors and get plugged in, well then check out the link for our next masterclass in the episode description, or head over to www.withoutfearofherfuture.com. Hey, and if you love this episode, please share it.